Hi, this is Pastor so-and-so. Well, I have to tell y'all that I think I'm going to change my preaching on James 2 and Matthew 7. I've been preaching Matthew 7 and James 2 ever since I was a kid, starting to preach out at funerals. Tell them all, not all who say to me, Lord, Lord. I had them all in tears, let me tell you. But it was good practice. And I found that, really, Matthew 7 and James 2 is all you need for your ministry. Now, there's a bunch of people out there who they need a smile wiped off their face. And these are the free gracers who say that all you have to do is believe a bunch of nonsense and that'll get you to heaven. And I've been tracking them and I've been telling everybody, no. Every little sin you do against Pastor so-and-so is going to get you right into the lake of fire. But I was amazed to discover I had a meeting with some free gracers the other night because they don't like Dave Benjamin, and I've been on a campaign about Dave Benjamin for quite some time. And I found out that they had a more they were using James 2 better than I was. And this is hard for me to admit because I'm a James 2 expert. I don't say to me, Lord, Lord. Oh, that's Matthew 7. Even the demons believe. Faith without works is dead. I can throw that into when you're singing for someone's happy birthday party, blowing out the candles. You hear me say it. Even the demons believe. Anytime, preach the word in and out of seasons. But I was talking to these free gracers, and I found out we started talking about James 2. And I found out that they have much better control mechanisms. See, all I could do is tell people that if they sin, they were going to the lake of fire, and they'd either listen to me or not, But I wasn't getting the smile off any of them free gracers' faces because they didn't believe that. They believe the nonsense. Well, what I found out is these free grace teachers, what they do is they've got a whole system of punishments that is for the free gracers. And it's a lot better than what I got. See, if in my system, all you did was get in the lake of fire and burn up. And nobody gets to see that, And it's just for sinning. But the free gracers got all kinds of punishments. Gotta punish you for if you're a free gracer and you think you're going to heaven, then you're on a whole track of punishments because you get to punish for sins of omission. They got sins of omission. I just had if you insult Pastor so-and-so and things like that, they got sins of omission, which just covers everything, any possible thing. God might he beats his children for laziness. See, and since you're his child, you just keep coming back. See, that's what I didn't realize is, see, telling people they're going to the lake of fire, and if they don't believe that, they just go away. But what you want to do is talk to the people who think they're his children because they believe a bunch of nonsense. Then you tell them God punishes them for everything. Punish them for laziness, punish them for sins of omission. And you don't just have punishments for sinning. You have punishments for not sinning, but just not serving hard enough. I never even thought of that one. I told people they were lazy and not getting a leg of work done around here, but they got punishments for just not working hard enough. And they got this thing called the Bema seat. I was just throwing people in the lake of fire. They've got a Bema seat at the wedding day where Jesus comes back and everybody's getting beaten, tied to a whipping post and beaten in front of everybody. And some of them have been killed for not preaching the gospel and tithing enough. So he beats them in their life, and then he beats them to death, and then he sticks them on the pole and beats them there in front of everybody and shames them for their sins. They call that suffering loss. Then some of them say they go into outer darkness. And they get all this from James 2. I never realized how much nuance was in James 2 till I met these free gracers. I've been schooled. And I'm eating humble pie right now, eating crow, Because I'm going to have to change my affiliations if I'm going to get my congregation bigger and broaden my base here. Because there's a lot of free gracers running around with a smile on their face. They need to get that smile smacked right off their face. And they don't believe the whole lake of fire mumbo jumbo I've been doing. But they tend to believe this stuff about, God's going to punish you for not doing enough, and he's going to kill you, and he's going to strap you to the beat. I didn't have anything that detailed. You could make comic books, Jack Chick type tracks with all these things. There's only so much you can do about a lake of fire. But these offer all kinds of scenarios to be punished forever. And then just be the garbage man in heaven forever. What's better? Burning in the lake of fire or being the garbage man in heaven? Well, they say being the garbage man in heaven, but at least burning in the lake of fire, you're not having to carry everybody's garbage all around. So it's just a thought. I recommend getting into their teachings on James 2. I had no idea how much nuance and subtlety was in their the depth with which they've gotten into James 2 and Matthew 7. They've figured out how to apply Matthew 7 to believers. Say, what, you're just not going to have the kingdom, and you didn't do the will of the Lord, and you won't inherit, and you need a righteousness that surpasses, and that comes from works. And I just thought it was going to be in the lake of fire. I didn't know that you could actually say, oh yeah, you're going to heaven, so they keep listening to you, and then put them in fear for the rest of their lives. They've got a perpetual flow of tithe money off that. Perpetual flow of tithe money. I just get it until they get so mad that they leave. They leave pretty quick. I have not figured out how to retain congregants except by having good security guards. But these people have figured out how to keep the congregants coming because they keep telling them, oh yeah, if you believe the nonsense, you can go to heaven. And so since they've got that, they stick around while they're told they're going to be beaten. It's really quite a market. A racket, that's what they got there. And I think it's a good one. If you're aspiring for ministry, you should become a free grace one.